Ross, just tell us, what is it all about?
OK, so that whole story where you heard from Lara about building standards and about the quality of the buildings, and it's a crisis of confidence of people to buy into those buildings right now. There's lots of apartments around the place, but do you know which one you should buy? Now, bear in mind, as part of the building process, there are certifiers. Now, there's a few issues with certifiers. Some of it is the new self-certification. So, in other words, the builders can get subcontractors who do the job and they say, that's OK, they certify it themselves. But there's also the certifiers who go in and make certain and ensure that the quality of the job is done properly. Concrete pours, electrical work, everything, structural work. The problem here is, say, for example, I get a bloke ring me on radio, a guy called Troy, who's in Windsor. He's a professional certified, been in the game for a long time. Last year, his professional indemnity insurance, because he has to be covered to certify it, because literally the certifiers are the first people sued by the body corporate if something goes wrong. OK? So in his case, last year, it's a pretty big bill. His professional indemnity insurance was $18,000 for the year. And you go, OK, that's fine. This year, his professional indemnity insurance bill has jumped from $18,000 to $221,000.
Wow.
Now, he's saying, I can't carry that.
Of course. And
there's a second issue here that the Australian Institute the Institute of Building Surveyors in Australia, who look after a lot of this work as well, they're also saying that their professional indemnity insurance, the last insurer in Australia, has just withdrawn and will not give cover in the future.
Withdrawn completely?
Gone completely. So they're worried, and the architects are worried, that because these people, professionals, can't get covered by insurance because the insurers don't want to carry the risk, you're not going to get any building work done in Australia. So this is a crisis that has to be addressed by government right now, because the professionals can't get insurance. Therefore, as a result, they're not going to go out and do the work to make certain these buildings are completed. Therefore, as a result, the building standards, where are they going to? It really is a crisis inside our building industry that needs to be addressed by government. Literally, one of the very first orders of issue for the federal government and these state governments to implement right now.
Well, the New South Wales government has committed to appointing a building commissioner.
Yes.
That's just the beginning. You can't overstate how big an issue this is in terms of the knock-on effects.
Well, again, I interviewed the Minister for Better Regulation of New South Wales last night and said, when? What, 2 days' time? Yeah. 3 days' time? They said, oh, no, it can't be that quick. And you go, well, hang on, this is a crisis. It's got to happen right now. In other words, that building commissioner has got to be able to look at a job and simply say, you are liable and you're not liable. They're going to work out where liability sits in this, and also to make certain that the person who is the victim in this, and that is the owner of that apartment, who goes in good faith and expects that standards and quality is going to be there, is not going to be absolutely on the hook for many hundreds of thousands of dollars as a result of shoddy work by somebody else. Now, you know, you sit there and think about this. If you're in these mascot towers, if you're in some of the towers in Victoria or Canberra, or you're in the Opal Tower, you've bought a place, let's say it's cost, in the Opal Tower, I know one case, $800,000. Now, that particular apartment, I know, wouldn't sell for $500,000 now. How does that person go back to their bank and refinance? They can't. So this is where the crisis absolutely lies. And having done a fair bit of work on this, I just realised it is much deeper than what we're seeing on the surface with even the Mascot Tower and the structural cracking in that building. This is endemic through the industry and it needs to be fixed urgently.
And, of course, construction is our second biggest industry. As you say, the knock-on effects are absolutely monumental.
Well, of course, with employment, because that's one of the big issues. If it grinds to a halt, the jobs start to go, that starts to weigh on the whole Australian economy. That's why it's a national issue.